Hey everybody, welcome to another episode with Casa Real Estate. I am here with your friend of mine, Joe Velazquez, certified NAHREP 10 instructor. And today we want to talk to you about principle number 2 of NAHREP 10, which
is to be at the top 10 of your profession. Why? Because being good is not good enough.
That's right. So I want to just start this thing with talk about passion. Why is passion so important to people being able to reach the top 10 of the profession?
You know, Jacob, when you think about passion, passion is the fuel behind us. That is the fire within that will help us achieve things that we've never even imagined that we would achieve. Passion is the gasoline behind the engine that is within us that's going to help us. You know, we have dreams, we have visions, we have ambitions. There's got to be fire within us that'll drive us to want to achieve those things. And you know why that is? My mentor, John Maxwell, says everything worthwhile, guess what, is uphill. If it's worthwhile, it's going to be uphill. That means that there's going to be struggles, there's going to be challenges, there are going to be days that I don't feel like getting up. I don't want to do that today. And I've got to go deep within my passion so that I can pull myself up and continue to the road of being at the top 10 of my profession. Now, behind that passion, Jacob, I believe there's got to be a why.
Yeah.
There's got to be a reason. What is it that within me personally that is driving me, that's fueling the passion? What is that? There's got to be a reason.
Yeah.
And I believe that the reason and the why is sort of like an anchor. You know, you go out in the water and you're in a boat. When you drop the anchor is going to be there. That means you're not going to move from that position.
That's good.
You're going to be steady, you're going to stand, and you're going to be bold. That boat's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
That's my why, that's my reason. I'm not moving from there. That's what's going to propel me to achieve top 10. One of the things that's going to help me get to the top 10 of my profession. So let's talk about the why. Share with our audience, what is your why? You've achieved certain things. What is it within you that fuels your passion? What is your why?
Yeah, my why is to live on purpose. You know, I have been so blessed by God. I have been empowered by God, knowing where I come from Mexico, coming to the U.S. without anything in my pockets. And I have been so blessed that I now want to be a blessing. I want to be a blessing to God's kingdom. I want to be obviously a blessing to my family. And I want to be a blessing to you, our community. And so that's really what drives me every single day, is remembering that as long as I am breathing, I have a purpose. And that purpose is to be a blessing to everyone around me.
And you know, Jacob, I've watched you, man, through the years that you and I have been friends. I've watched you progress. I've watched you be intentional. I've watched you, following your reason, your why, with passion behind that. And to see the things that you're doing, you're living out that purpose. And you're living out being at the top 10 of your profession. I'll tell you, for me, when I think about what is my why, it's I really narrow it down to one word, and that's legacy. I want to live. Okay, so I didn't say leave. I want to live today. I want to live a legacy that is of prosperity. And I'm not talking about prosperity just in money. I'm talking about prosperity in relationships. I'm talking about prosperity in how I manage my business and how I manage myself. Yeah, prosperity from a finance perspective. I want to live a legacy of love. I want to be able to have a harmony within my community, within my friends, within my family. And then also, part of my legacy is to live out my God-given purpose. What I was designed for. Right? That's my reason. That's my why I want to continue to achieve and reach for being at the top 10 of my profession. Because I want to live that legacy. I want my 3 sons to be able to see that and model that.
I love that, man. And so I love how that principle empowers us and elevates us, right? To be on the top 10 of our profession. Now let's take this up a notch.
Sure.
And empower people with how does mindset plays a critical role on people walking in that top 10%.
Absolutely. I think that's belief. We have to have a certain belief within ourselves.
It's good.
Because let me tell you, there's going to be enough noise, there's going to be enough, distractions. There are going to be many of people that will taint your dream. There will be many of comments. And you know what? Not even people. We have to lead ourselves first.
Yeah.
And so having a firm belief in our minds, I know who I am, I know why I'm here, I know where I'm going, and having that belief settled in mindset, like I talked about the anchor earlier, put that anchor in your mind that says, I believe that this is the reason why I need to do what I need to do. And it begins with that.
Yeah.
Many times we see that, hey, we're right here on point E, point B, and to get to point C seems like it would be an eternity. Seems like nothing that would be achievable for us. That's when belief comes in. You first and foremost, you've got to be able to believe that. I have a friend, pastor, that used to say, you have to believe, and you're nowhere. And you're nowhere. You got to believe that.
Yeah.
And that's mindset. And so you have to stay grounded in your belief. If that is practically for you, maybe listening to certain, audios.
Yeah.
It may be watching certain videos. It may be reading certain books. It may be associating only with certain group of people that are going to feed into your belief.
That's right.
And we have to be intentional. Again, remember, reaching the top 10 of your professional, everything worthwhile is what? Is uphill. So we have to make some decisions of how do we feed this belief that we want to anchor on.
Yeah.
And for us, we have to know what are those elements that contribute to our belief. We have to be intentional about that.
I love that, man. So now let's give people some practical things that they can start doing today so that they can get to the top 10 of their profession.
Absolutely. So I would say that you've got to become a subject matter expert in your field. You've got to know your subject. How am I going to be, the best carpenter out there? How am I going to be the best attorney if I don't read the books, the law books?
Right.
How am I going to be, the best builder out there if I don't, read about construction and physics and understand, geometry?
Yeah, that's good.
You've got to study your field. And if you want to study your field and be average, that's great. But we're talking about being at the top 10 of your profession. That means we've got to go the extra mile. That means I've got to read one more book than the other person. That means that I've got to listen to more podcasts that are going to feed my belief and my understanding in my field. Yeah. So whatever your field is, there is plenty of material. Maybe there's a class, that you'd want to take. Again, maybe there's conferences. A lot of my study in regards to how I've gained the expertise in my field, Jacob, is really by attending conferences, taking courses here and there, associating myself with people. But I'll tell you, one of the main contributors, I believe, to my growth and how I continue to grow and achieve and reach for that top 10% is this one thing, is surrounding myself with people that are faster, that think bigger than I am. That's good. In that way. That's powerful. And I would wrap that around, don't be dismayed or don't think anything strange about having a coach. Yeah. I think having a coach is critically important. Yeah. Even the most professional athletes, those that are at the top of their game, guess what? They still have a coach.
I love that. One of the things that I love to tell people, and it's a John Maxwell principle, it's leaders are readers, right? And leaders, when we say be on the top of the 10% of your profession, we're asking you to step up as a leader. Yes. We are saying go and blaze the trail before somebody else does it. So what that means is that a leader's job is to bring certainty on certain situations. And that's what we're asking you to do in your profession, is to step in, make the commitment to yourself. You owe it to yourself to read and become better, right? Because our life only gets better when we get better. Yes. And so that is your commitment. And we're not saying compare yourself to anyone else, but we're saying run your race, elevate your own game, crush your own fears, crush your own doubts, and step into that mindset, right? Yes. Tap into that passion that fuels the mindset to say, hey, look, I can do this. All things are possible, and you have what it takes within you. And so that's how we're saying, start applying some of these things, And if you're like, well, I don't have enough time to read, then make the time to read. Yes. I mean, we all have 24/7, right? Same time. 365. So how is it that some people manage to achieve more than others? Well, they have a commitment. They develop discipline. So I'm talking about things that you can start embracing, right? To elevate your game. So have discipline, wake up early, eat healthy, stay passionate, stay away from people and situations that drain you. And I am telling you, walk and add fuel to that fire so that when you encounter challenges, you know that that challenge is just another bump on the road.
Absolutely.
That you are gonna be able to overcome it. You're gonna be able to conquer it. And so, you know, I hope those things help you in your journey to become a top 10 in your profession. And how do we want to close this, Joe?
You know what, Jacob, you and I have a passion and a love for this kind of teaching. And we have our best heart intentions for you. So we want to challenge you. I'm a firm believer, Jacob, that one of the ways that we get to the top 10 of your profession is we have to grow ourselves. We have to develop ourselves. We have to increase our skill set. We have to increase our understanding of our subject. We have to know our industry. We have to know what happens in it, you know, from a political perspective. We have to know transactional. We have to know the policies, the procedures. We have to have this. We have to build the skill sets to a greater level. I believe, I'm a firm believer, Jacob, that when we do that, the results in performance and profitability will show.
Yeah.
But it starts with us developing and building ourselves first.
Well, everyone, thank you for joining another episode. We hope that you can put a lot of these things into practice and start walking the blessed life, and you can be in the top 10 of your profession. Again, stay tuned. We're gonna keep dropping all these principles throughout the next couple of months, every Friday. So make sure you don't miss them. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and make sure you share this with your family and friends, because we want to help you elevate your life.